How's it going, everybody? Spencer here for another brand new video. Today we are talking all about SMT5, but more specifically, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, basically, ever since Nahobino has been fully revealed and the E3 presentation with Nintendo and everything has been going on, I've had this weird thought in my head that I kind of find it funny how people have definitely talked about online, but it's definitely not really picked up a lot of steam, and I wanted to make a video on it. I know I'm not the first person, I've been kind of busy with everything, but I wanted to express my thoughts, kind of talk about why I am such a dumb madman, and basically just give you all my 2 cents, kind of predicting something, and not only predicting, kind of pitching what might happen. So, feel free to go along with me on my journey, and if you are so kind, please consider liking, subscribing, or whatever people do to beg for video stuff. Either way, I'm terrible at this YouTube thing anyway, so let's get into this. So, rundown time. You've already watched a minute of this. Let's not waste any more time. Nahobino, I think, is the most appropriate final Super Smash Bros. Character. This is coming from a certified Sora fan. This is coming from a certified Crash Bandicoot fan. I love all characters. There's never been a character I don't love in Smash Bros. Whether it be Piranha Plant, Fire Emblem character 9000, or even Roy, not that Roy. I love everybody who they add to these games just because the roster's insane and there's no really wrong character to ever pick in the game. And something about Nahobino has just really been kind of sticking in the back of my head, as not only do I think this is a great character because I'm an SMT fan, or because I think, oh yeah, we really need someone who is most likely going to have laser swords as their primary attack, but because this seems like the most Sakurai pick ever. I think when you hear people talking about Smash leaks or Smash predictions, you have the ones that make sense in the sense of, yeah, people would be hyped for Master Chief, Doom Guy, or Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. But then you have to realize it's always the character that makes the most sense for Sakurai, and almost never what everyone expects. No one is ever guessing Kazuya. No one is guessing Sephiroth 5 years after Cloud. No one is guessing Joker from Persona 5. The characters that always seem to pop off the most are the ones that make the least amount of sense, even if they're not necessarily universally loved. Like, look at Pyra and Mithra. That was so out of left field, even after Sakurai was like, hey, we're too late for Xenoblade 2, so here you go. Here's a Mii costume, and pretend that Shulk fans are represented now. Now, what do I mean by the most Sakurai appropriate pick? Am I saying this because Sakurai is an avid Atlas fan? Of course not. Sakurai apparently loves everything. Have you looked at this man's apartment? He's got 9 of everything and at least 80 amiibo in mason jars. I think this is the most appropriate with Sakurai because let's go back to the first DLC character. I'm sorry, Piranha Plant, I mean DLC characters that we had to pay money for. You are valid, I see you, I love you, we're talking about Joker. So Joker was the first DLC character, and it was definitely an interesting pick. It was marketing itself to a not Nintendo series. That always gets a big hit. Look at stuff like Banjo, and look at other characters like Steve and Sephiroth. These characters always get a really interesting reaction, and not only just because, like, even going back to older DLC characters like with Wii U and 3DS, looking at Cloud, characters that are super left field, and like, because I think everyone always looks at Smash Brothers and is like, it's gotta be tied to Nintendo. If it doesn't have a lineage with the Nintendo, it can't make it into Smash. It's like, no, Sakurai's always been really, really, like, upfront. It's like, I want this to be a representation of all video games. He's not making the Nintendo Smash Brothers, he's making the Super Smash Brothers. Nintendo just happens to be the people paying to make this game happen. And while obviously, yes, Nintendo gets tons of love in Smash Brothers and always will come first, I've always appreciated the kind of platform agnostic approach. Like, I know people who don't own Nintendo systems who love Smash Brothers for its crazy roster. And the kind of almost like poetry of having Nahobino be the final character after Joker was the first paid character just seems so perfect to me, of like starting Fighter Pass 1 with just a super out there JRPG pick that almost no one was expecting. I know for me, I was screaming at the Game Awards in 2018 when he got revealed. It was just no one was expecting it. Everyone picking up Smash Ultimate at launch was just freaking out. And every character has kind of had different levels of expectation, but different levels of expectation, but I just think something about like the flow of hype. So just kind of going through the characters really quick. Obviously, we had Dragon Quest Hero and Banjo announced at the same time. Hero was huge for all the RPG fans or Eastern fans. Western fans freaking out because Banjo-Kazooie finally getting brought back into some Nintendo love. Terry, bringing it down into the niche a little bit more. Very, very popular for fighting game characters, but honestly, even Terry, KOF is not a, like, Street Fighter, or even, like, it's one step above, I'd say, anime fighters and, like, Guilty Gear, but, like, obviously, clearly one step below something like a Tekken or a Street Fighter. And then rounding things off with number 5, with Byleth. Byleth, super controversial, just because it's another Fire Emblem character. But what's so funny about it is that it made the most sense. Fire Emblem, very popular franchise, game had recently released, tying things into each other, making sense, putting Byleth in there, fills a need, makes marketing sense, and it would get the Sakurai vote as a Fire Emblem fan, and the Nintendo vote as, hey, this game makes us money, so if de facto, every Byleth equals a sale of that. So, running through Fighter Pass 2, Min Min, very not super exciting pick, and this is coming from as a diehard ARMS fan. I love it, but Min Min is definitely kind of reverse Byleth effect, of like, hey, this is to kind of just like give some Nintendo love. It's not going to sell any more copies of ARMS. Tell me the last time you saw a new copy of ARMS on sale. Please don't, but maybe do. I'm interested in weird stuff like that. Steve, it's the everyone. You either know Steve and think that's funny, or you love Steve and you cannot wait to play him. That's a huge pick for especially Western fans. I mean, even Eastern fans. Like, Minecraft is just, it's universal. It's like, Steve is just like so crazy, niche, and weird. It makes total sense. Is a total slam dunk. Sephiroth is a weird one of like Final Fantasy VII, one of the most popular games of all time, but it's another Final Fantasy character, and I feel like people are always looking for new series, new series, new series. Going back into niche, Pyre and Mithra, sequel to a very popular, but definitely not like triple A super well-known series, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but something again just like Nintendo's like, hey, this represents a part of our franchise, it makes an interesting character, Sakurai's in, let's go, everybody's happy. Kazuya, even easier. Namco Bandai make this game. They're like, oh my god, why is a Tekken character not in this? Kazuya is just such a perfect fit, gives fighting game lineage, works perfectly well in the cast, super fun character, you're making the developer happy. I'm sure Nintendo's like, hey, whatever, make a Tekken sometime, but like, looking at that, Tekken has not had Nintendo representation since a Wii U very late port that no one talks about, or a 3DS game that also no one talks about but came with a movie that's pretty funny. So, there's no real consistency or theme outside of making the devs happy, making Nintendo happy, and either hyping up fans or confusing fans. So again, Nahobino, where does it make sense? It makes sense in the way of like, we are ending things the way we began, by pulling a random-ass JRPG character that is just super out of left field, is tying back to Atlas. This is obviously SMT, so it has ties to Persona. It would just be one of those funny things that I think Nahobino would just tick every box of perfect, and not even imperfect to the sense of like, oh, all fans are going to love it. Of course not. People are going to be mad and be like, why are you putting this incredibly hot character in our game? But Nahobino would be so funny of just like, the moveset's there. Summoning demons, basically being like the satanic version of Pokemon Trainer from Brawl, but like with a laser sword arm and having like super handsome god man of his Final Smash or whatever. The possibilities are endless. The stage would look epic in terms of... The stage, I'm sure, would look amazing with the post-apocalyptic Tokyo setting, and just the lineage of all of the music from SMT, because I think while Joker did a good job in terms of music, I think there is definitely a focus of, hey, here's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you get one song from Revelations, but let's be real, that's just kind of the every Persona song. I think you'd have a great win of throw just a crazy amount of soundtracks from SMT's lineage. Why not just go with it like the Tekken or the Terry route of, hey, let's just think of this character as the brand of SMT. Not because, like, oh, it's going to be like Dragon Quest and you can flip them all over to whatever you want, but it's like SMT5 coming out around the same time as the final character, so the game releases in November. Not crazy to think that this character might get announced either in November or at the very least revealed at the Game Awards in December this year. So it all just kind of lines up so well in my head of, it comes out around the game. This game has been in development forever. So if Nintendo wanted someone from Atlas to talk to Sakurai, or if Sakurai just wanted to check out the game, he could have totally seen what Nahobino looks like. The idea of getting a demon summoning protagonist from SMT and throwing him into Smash isn't something like, oh my gosh, we have no idea how to implement his moveset, like it's not locked down. Like, Nahobino's character design is pretty much the only thing you really need. You can design everything else around that, and it would just be so much fun, like going back into talking about demon summoning, the ability of just having interchangeable demons, have something crazy, have something small, maybe have it be random, maybe add menus similar to the hero from Dragon Quest. The options are just super, super out there, and this is still for a character we barely know anything about, which, yes, you might then think, okay, well, hey, what if SMT5 is not a huge deal? Remember, this is Smash Brothers. Not every character who's in this is from a 10 out of 10 game that everyone around the world knows. Remember, Piranha Plant, you are there, and you're there. You're valid. But not everyone is standing Piranha Plant, unless people in the comments please correct me if you are Piranha Plant stans. Smash Brothers, at the end of the day, has no rhyme, has no reason, and I am just a dumb man talking about video games in my bedroom. So I wanted to give my 2 cents. Nahobino, I think, would be the perfect swan song character to Smash Ultimate, because remember, at the end of the day, unless something crazy happens, this is the final character. This will be the final character in Smash Ultimate, at least for some time, and God knows Sakurai needs a break, and that dev team as well. So, is this a character that everyone wants? Probably no. Is this a character that I would laugh maniacally for days? Not about guessing that it's right, but just for the fact that at the end of the day, I just don't think I can shake the feeling, unless I'm super proven wrong, that Nahobino is just the most Sakurai appropriate character I could possibly think of. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. Let me know who you want for the final character. How do you think Nahobino would work? What do you want as the stage? What kind of music from SMT's lineage would you want them to add? Just, oh my gosh, just thinking of the spirits. And yeah, so normal plugging the channel time stuff. If you like the channel and want to help out, you can do it for free just by clicking that subscribe button or sharing the video around. I also have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/SMTN. You can help donate there. I do a podcast about SMT and Persona every week. You can check that out on the channel or wherever podcasts are found. It's always super duper appreciated. Either way, I will end this video by saying not only goodbye, but get your mason jar ready, because I think by the end of 2021, we will be prepping our shelves for a Nahobino amiibo, and I'm pretty sure that's a tongue twister and very shameful. Goodbye, everybody.